Did you remember when the humble sour orange, also known as Seville orange, once ruled the kitchens of our grandmothers? That tangy, refreshing drink they'd squeeze and sweeten just right? Well, it's back, but better. For the first time ever in Jamaica, that same nostalgic taste has returned in a bottle. Introducing sour ginger, made with farm-fresh Jamaican Seville oranges, ginger, and just a hint of Jamaican brown sugar. But it's more than just memories. Seville oranges have been linked to improved athletic performance, mood boosting, blood sugar control, even anti-cancer benefits. Sour ginger, refreshing, invigorating, nourishing. A taste of the past, a gift for your wellness.
Since universal adult suffrage in 1944 and independence in 1962, nearly 50 political parties have been formed in Jamaica. But Jamaica's political landscape has been dominated by only two: the People's National Party and the Jamaica Labour Party. For more than 80 years, Jamaica's politics has danced to a familiar rhythm: one beat green, the other orange. Since 1944, the Jamaica Labour Party and the People's National Party have locked the nation into a two-party grip. Yet, throughout the island's democratic history, nearly 50 other political parties have tried and failed to disrupt that duopoly. Why? Many political pundits have asked the questions. Why have these two towering entities, the PNP and the JLP, stood the test of time? Why has it been so hard to challenge them both? What about the other nearly 50 political parties that emerged in the island's democratic history? Why have none succeeded in breaking the PNP-JLP grip on power? Tonight, Negril Times delves deep into the untold story of Jamaica's political landscape, beyond the green and orange. With nearly 50 political parties rising and falling over the decades, we explore why no movement has successfully broken the JLP-PNP duopoly. From Marcus Garvey's visionary People's Political Party to the Christian political waves and the NDM experiment of the 1990s, this exposé traces the bold ambitions, systemic barriers, and enduring political tribalism that shape Jamaica's two-party reality. Long before the PNP's Norman Manley and the JLP's Alexander Bustamante etched their names into history, there was Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Jamaica's first modern political visionary. In 1929, Garvey founded the People's Political Party, the island's first political party and arguably its most revolutionary, nearly a decade before the PNP was born. Garvey's PPP was radical for its time, proposing a bold 14-point manifesto which included an 8-hour workday, a minimum wage, a legal aid department for the poor, technical schools for each parish, land redistribution for the landless, libraries and civic improvement for parish capitals, city status for Montego Bay and Port Antonio, establishment of a Jamaican university, agricultural cooperatives, a national military, among other things. But Garvey's PPP was ahead of its time, and that became its Achilles heel. Still under British colonial rule, Jamaica's political system placed significant restrictions on voter eligibility. Garvey's party lacked access to the structures of power and was unable to win national influence. His political ambitions were stifled. Still, his blueprint would inspire generations to come, including Jamaica's post-independence political institutions. In 1938, Norman Manley launched the People's National Party, grounded in the labor movement and committed to social democracy. 5 years later, his cousin Alexander Bustamante broke away and formed the Jamaica Labour Party, championing capitalism and trade unionism. This ideological distinction, paired with charismatic leadership and grassroots mobilization, cemented their early dominance. The unrest of the 1930s, marked by labor strikes, poverty, and colonial repression, paved the way for modern party politics. In 1944, Jamaica adopted universal adult suffrage. From the first general election under this system, the PNP and JLP began a rivalry that still dominates to this day. At that election, the JLP took home 22 of the 32 seats. The PNP amassed 5. The Jamaica Democratic Party, JDP, failed to get a seat, whilst independent candidates got 5 seats. Since that first 1944 election, Jamaica has seen more than 4 dozen political parties attempt to disrupt the PNP-JLP cycle. But most disappeared quickly, some before ever contesting an election. The purported reasons? Lack of funding, limited media access, weak grassroots mobilization, and a powerful culture of political tribalism. Jamaica's first-past-the-post electoral system inherently favors larger parties. It discourages coalition building and punishes fragmented votes. And with both the PNP and JLP having strongholds known as garrison communities, new entrants face entrenched political loyalty. Again, over the decades, nearly 50 political parties have been formed. Most faded before contesting a single election. Others ran, only to be buried by the weight of voter apathy and limited funding. One of the most serious challenges to the two-party dominance came in 1995, when former JLP General Secretary Bruce Golding broke away to lead the National Democratic Movement, NDM. The NDM, which was founded by former JLP members, was a serious attempt to offer a centrist alternative. But despite its moderate policies and capable leadership, it failed to gain traction. And so, with a message of integrity, anti-corruption, and reform, the NDM fielded candidates in the 1997 general election, but the party failed to win a single seat. Some analysts were of the view that whilst the NDM had ideas and experience, what it lacked was tribal loyalty, as many Jamaicans tend to vote for their party like they support their football team. They do not switch sides. By 2002, Bruce Golding returned to the JLP and would later become Prime Minister, ironically, through the very system he once tried to change. Another trend has been the rise of Christian political parties, often formed around moral or religious principles. Among them were the Christian Conscience Movement, Christian Liberty Party, Christian People's Party, and the Christian Democratic Party of Jamaica. But despite some media buzz, none have achieved electoral success or broad public support. The Jamaica Progressive Party, JPP, a Christian political group, registered in 2020 but opted out of elections to quietly build its base. Since 2018, parties must be officially registered with the Electoral Commission of Jamaica. While this professionalized the political process, political pundits say it also eliminated many fledgling groups unable to meet the requirements. As of today, only 4 registered parties exist in Jamaica: the PNP, JLP, the JPP, and the United Independence Congress of Jamaica, UIC, which is one of the few post-colonial parties to gain registration. That was back in 2019. Jamaica operates under a first-past-the-post electoral system, inherited from the British. This system, political psychologists argue, benefits the biggest parties and marginalizes third parties. A two-party mentality. Many Jamaicans still see politics as a binary choice, orange or green. The rivalry is emotional, generational, tribal. And in such a system, third-party efforts often seem futile.
They don't want an alternative. What they want is for to establish parties to do much better. Yes, it's actually very difficult to dislodge two major political parties. They came out of the birth of the nation. They came out of nationalist movements. They were at the start of the creation of Jamaica as an independent state. They were involved in the creation of trade unions, in negotiating with the British for independence and so on. So they have a long history. They have tradition. Their leaders, the early ones, were actually trained by the British to lead under a system called diarchy, or what I call Westminster apprenticeship. So remember, there was a chief minister. He was an apprentice prime minister. That was no much than Manley. These two political parties are well established because they have a track record. Even if you don't like them, they have done some things. We have a political system, we have roads, we have water, we have light, we have telephone, we have schools, we have universities, we have an army, we have the police. Despite what we say, they have done some things, right? And the people know this, and the people will continue to criticize because the people are not okay. They are not, satisfied. That is why you have low voter turnout.
Could the future be different? Is Jamaica destined to remain a two-party state? Or is there room for a new political movement, one rooted not in tribe, but in ideas? Garvey envisioned a nation where political power uplifted the Black majority and elevated justice, education, and enterprise. 90 years later, his dream remains only partly fulfilled. To date, Jamaica remains a vibrant democracy, but one in which true political diversity struggles to thrive. Can the duopoly be broken? Despite the odds, some Jamaicans continue to call for a political reset. They want alternatives, reform, and less tribalism. Marcus Garvey offered Jamaica a political vision of empowerment, education, and economic justice. His dream was not just to elect leaders, but to awaken a people. In today's political landscape filled with noise and nostalgia, perhaps it's time we reread his manifesto and ask not just who we vote for, but why.
Looking for high-quality products to support a healthy and sustainable lifestyle? Garrison Store has you covered. From natural herbs and essential oils, we bring you the best in wellness and culture. African fashions, jewelry, solar products, and biodegradable essentials. Look no further. Shop with purpose. Live naturally. Embrace life. Visit garrisonstore.com today. It's a shopper's paradise where culture, wellness, and sustainability meet.